Hey folks, it's getting into basketball time again, and we're sitting down with Kim Dye at Fayetteville High School, and she's starting her 4th year as the head coach of Lady Tiger Basketball.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you sitting down and talking with us a few minutes about
Thanks
your
for
team.
having us.
You've got a girls only game will be kicking off your season, I believe, on November the 10th.
Yes, sir.
Mount Pleasant here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you go into, well, you've got back-to-back home games. Then you open the season November 13th here against Richland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the Lady Tigers are a member of District 9A. It's made up of Moore County, Huntland, Forest, Middle Tennessee Christian, Eagleville, and Community. And who was the dominant team last year?
Community ended up winning our district.
Okay. Okay.
So,
They ended up. Were they the dominant team during the regular season though, or did they kind of come?
yes, no.
They took care of
They
business
were.
all year long.
Them and Middle Tennessee Christian would kind of go back and forth.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Now you start district action. I guess Huntland, December the 2nd.
That's our first district game.
Here.
Yes, sir.
But you got 2 district games at home, which will be great for you. You got Huntland, and then you've got Moore County here that same week.
Yes, sir.
That's a rough week to start out, though.
It will. Hopefully not. Hopefully this year, that could be 2 big wins for us right off the bat. Maybe, home games.
Yeah.
Usually, when you start district play, you at least want to try to split with those teams. And home games should, you want to play well at home always. So hopefully we can get 2 wins and go
Okay.
from there.
Okay. Well, you want to go through your roster. You've picked up another player or two. I know in the past one of the issues you've had have been your numbers. And
It has been. This year we have 9.
Good. Good.
I have 2 seniors this year. Last year we lost Lexi Horton
Okay.
to graduation, our first senior class.
And she was your only senior you had.
She was. She
Okay.
was. But this year, this group of seniors will actually be the first group that I've had since they were freshmen.
Okay. So
all 4 years.
you've had them all the way through the system then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Good.
I'll just go down through here. We have 3 freshmen this year.
Okay.
DJ Horton, number 12, she's going to come in and probably play a significant role at point guard. She's left-handed. She's real scrappy. She loves to play hard. So she'll be a huge asset for us in that regard.
Now she was a pretty dominant force with the middle school program
She was,
last year.
and she's played for me when I coached the middle school team before. So she's kind of used to my kinds of coaching and my expectations. So
Okay.
she's kind of already been in the learning process, but it'll see how well she adjusts to the high school level.
Okay.
Number 14, Casey McNeil. She's another freshman. Casey and my other freshman, Kavandra, they've been in soccer. So they're a little behind in basketball conditioning shape due to soccer, but
Is it a different kind of shape to be in?
a different kind of shape. Oh yeah, we don't just run long distance. We've got to kind of go here and there constantly.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of conditioning for sure.
Okay.
Casey is a hardworking kid. The one thing that stands out with me about her is she's always encouraging everybody else, even though we could be doing something difficult or something easy, but she's always that one that's encouraging everybody to
Even
do,
as a
to do a good
freshman,
job. Even as a
she's-
freshman. Oh yeah.
That's a good trait to have.
Oh yeah, it is. Kavandria Carr, number 50. She's a tall kid. I wish she would get more aggressive, but she has a really good outside shot. She can be deceiving at times because you don't think she could step out and shoot a 3 or shoot a jump shot. But she's developed that over the summer, so she's going to be a huge asset for us. Give us a little bit of height.
Okay.
We struggle with that a little bit.
Will you do quite a bit from the floor this year, 3-point shots, that type thing?
We will. I think a lot of teams, I'll be curious to see how they guard Nasaya, that she's back. So we might see a lot of junk or we might see a lot of zone. So we're going to have to step out and knock down some shots.
Okay.
So as our freshman class, I have 2 sophomores. One of those, Mackenzie Moorhead. She's probably my hardest working kid. One of the hardest working kids that I have. she's grown. She's gotten a little taller, a little more aggressive. I remember last year a few times I would yell at her for not being ready to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So I think this year she's going to be more offensive minded in that sense. She doesn't like getting yelled at, I don't think.
Okay. Now, was she a sophomore? I mean, a softball kid too? Did she play softball?
She is. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought so.
My other sophomore is Carrie Staples. She came to us mid-season last year from Moore County.
Mm-hmm.
She's been a huge asset when it comes to ball handling and knocking down shots.
Kind of plays fearless, if I remember right.
She does. Over the summer, they kind of told her she wasn't going to be able to play basketball again because of her knees.
Okay.
But we went further, and I think she realized how fast that something that you love or have a passion for can be taken away. So
Yeah.
she's worked really hard to get back in the gym and get in shape. So I'll be curious to see how she handles a full year with us.
Will she, physically, will she be 100%, you think, when the season
I think
starts?
so.
If
She
she's
already
got any
is.
issues?
She already is.
Okay.
As long as she's got her knee pads, we're good.
Okay.
My junior class, I've got 2 juniors. Kiri Brown being one of those. A lot of people know her as like a little gnat. She's kind of all over the place. She's real quick. She needs to be running track. But she's a good kid. She's been working hard. Her offense has developed. This is her 4th year playing basketball, period. She started my first year here as a coach, as an 8th grader. So
Okay.
she's developed pretty well. And then Nasai Buchanan, she was here. Her 8th grade year was all district, her 8th grade year.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to having her back. She's developed into an aggressive, strong, good control her body kind of kid.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be a huge asset for us as well. And then my 2 seniors, Tamia Baker, last year in the pink out game,
Right.
she rolled her ankle really bad, blew some tendons, tore some tendons, had surgery. So she's having to work her way back into basketball shape a little bit. But you can always depend on her to knock down some shots for you. That Think Pink game, I think she had like 5 or 6 threes maybe. Big time shots for us. So looking forward to that.
Now, did she come back during the season and play
She
some?
didn't.
She was out
She
all.
didn't. She was out the rest of the season.
Out the rest of the season. Okay.
And then Jasmine Parks is our other senior. She's just strong inside. I mean, she's not very tall, but she can use her body well. She has extremely high amount of lower body strength. I mean, she's just strong in the paint.
Will she be your strength inside if you end up going to that type of game?
Yes, she will be. Sai can go inside as well. She can play inside out.
Okay.
I think she feels more comfortable playing the post position, but I don't really know why, but we'll go from there. Brag on Jasmine a little bit. We had College Av Week last week, and she applied to like 10 colleges, and she's already heard back on 6 or 7 of them that she's been accepted. So she's pretty excited about that. Also got accepted into the honors college up at MTSU, if that's what the road that she wanted to take. So I'm pretty proud of her for that. She works pretty hard. They all work hard in the classroom, which is one of our pet peeves.
Well, no, it's I know I think of things from an athletic standpoint, but it really is about education. You come to school for that purpose. So now will she be a playmaker on the on the floor? That's what she'll be looking, transition, that type of thing.
Since I've seen her develop over the last few years, she's developed that sense of using her teammates versus trying to do everything on her own.
Okay.
She's starting to trust them. They trust her. Now they kind of have that idea of what to expect from her as well. So I tell them all the time. We went to summer camp at Shelbyville, and you just got to be ready at all times, because just because she's not looking at you, she doesn't mean she's not going to throw it. So
you better be ready. The ball might be coming.
That's right.
Yeah. Good speed too, and she's pretty quick.
Yes, she is.
I remember running the floor. So okay.
I've got a good group. I'm excited. I think they're excited. When you put in the hard work and everything, you can't wait to see it kind of pay off in that aspect. So.
Sure. Who, kind of on the preseason outlook, who do you expect to be the stronger teams in the district again this year?
I think community is going to be your team that still dominates. They had the district player of the year last year. Coming back. She's just a junior.
Okay.
Her whole starting 5 were sophomores last year, are going to be juniors this year.
Okay.
So they'll be pretty tough. Middle Tennessee Christian's always going to be a tough team to beat. You never know who they got coming in, what to expect from that.
Right.
Forest is another one that they're kind of like us. They're up and down. Sometimes Moore County's up and down. Sometimes, I mean, we're pretty even across the board. It's just a matter of
So you kind of feel like we're pretty balanced,
experience.
more balanced to the district
Right,
this year.
right. Hopefully.
So I know Moore County is about as tough a gym to go into and play over there.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, it's packed, it's tight, and those people, they love their high school sports.
Oh, yeah, and community's the same way. They have a good student body cheer section.
Yeah.
So, and Forest can get a little crazy every now and then.
Well,
last year
the
we
kids
had
try to get in your ear. That's what it boils down to.
And last year at Forest, I hope, we kind of had that accident with Lexi and Kiri, and
Yeah.
I think that puts a little, a bad vibe in the back of their mind a little bit. So
Sure.
we're gonna have to overcome that when we go to their place. But
The one thing you will have the luxury of is another player or two depth-wise.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you get in that
for
foul
sure.
trouble situation, you've got somebody.
Right. I've got 4 subs versus 1.
Well, I mean, you're thankful for what you can get at times.
That's
I know you've had to finish a few ball games with 4 players on the floor, and sometimes you had to lead when you got in that situation. So.
Some of them we won too.
Yeah, yeah, and that's good. That's good.
So,
I'm proud for you, and look forward to the season this year. I think
well, thank you.
There'll be quite a bit of action going on the floor. I kind of anticipate that with the mix you've got now, your players, and the experience you've got. You've got too. You've got some kids that's hit 5 or 6 threes, just bam, 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 in a ball game, and that always adds to that excitement.
Oh yeah, crucial situations. When are you going to fight or lay down? I guess.
And I think in transition, you'll be running the floor
a lot more.
You'll be quicker getting down the floor.
For sure. That
type of thing. So, okay. Well, folks, come out and support these Lady Tigers. They've got a girls-only game against Mount Pleasant on November the 10th. Then they've got Richland at home on November the 13th. And we hope everybody will come out and support these Tigers. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Hey, folks, it's basketball time again. And sitting down with Coach Chris Murdoch at Fayetteville High School. He's the head coach of the Tigers. Appreciate you talking with us for a little while today, Coach. All right. This is your 4th year as head coach of the varsity program, but you were here at Fayetteville Junior High before that, weren't you?
Correct. This is my 6th year total, 4th year.
With the city system?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And been with these guys since the middle school days.
Good.
So.
Good. Now, last year, you had an exciting season. Made it into the region. Where did you finish in the district? In the district tournament.
Okay, we finished 2nd seed.
You were 2nd?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the district tournament, but you went into the region and lost a heartbreaker to Lead Academy.
Yeah, it was.
At the buzzer.
It was.
Here.
It's still a taste in my mouth that I want to get rid of. I haven't got rid of it yet, but.
Well, it's those games like that that makes you appreciate the W's.
That's right.
I think it was a shot at the buzzer situation, and it is what it is.
That's basketball. You watch March Madness, there's going to be some half-court game-winning shots, and you're on the winning side of them or you're on the losing side of them. Fortunately, we were on the losing side that night. So.
It happens. It happens. So, but you guys have done really well and competed well, really ever since you started a varsity programs. Who won the district tournament last year?
The district tournament champion was Forest. They beat us in the championship game.
Okay. So. Now, the Tigers start off their action on November 13th. It's here against Richland. And then they've got, they go to Cullioca on the 18th of November. They're really playing up. They go to Coffee County on November the 20th. But then on December the 2nd, they kick off their district action against Huntland here. And you've got 2 district home games the same week against Huntland and Moore County.
That's right.
Who in your district this year? Who are you looking at being some of the dominant teams as far as what they've got coming back? What do you know about them?
Huntland has got a lot of returning players coming back from last year's team, and Eagleville, they pretty much got almost everybody coming back from last year's team. So those are going to be two teams with experience, and including us with a lot of experience coming back.
Well, you've got about as much coming back as anybody you'll be competing against, don't you?
We graduated 2 seniors last year. One was a starter. The other one was more of a 6-man. So that senior starter, Aaron Parks, is the one who graduated and left. So somebody's going to fill his shoes and fill his role this year.
Okay. Well, now the Tigers are still part of the District 9A. It's made up of Moore County, Huntland, Forest, Middle Tennessee Christian, Eagleville, and Community. Where was the district tournament hosted last year? Was it at Community?
Last year it was at Community.
At Community?
Yes, sir. This year it's going to be at Eagleville.
Be at Eagleville?
Yes, sir.
They do the kind of the alphabetical.
They do. It goes in alphabetical order, and that's how they rotate the district tournament.
Okay. If you want to start and go through your roster and your lineup, just an idea of who you've got, what you got coming back, who you've got new coming into the program, and what kind of influence or input they'll add to you this year.
Okay. Well, I'll start off with the freshmen that we got coming in. We have 5 new freshmen. First player is Isaiah Watkins. He comes to us from Fayetteville Middle School. He's a hard worker, and he's looking to get some minutes on the varsity squad as well. The next player is Tyler Talley. He's in football right now, so he hasn't been going through our preseason training with us, but I really like Tyler, and going through the tryouts, he proved to me that he was capable of being on this basketball team. Next freshman coming in is LJ Hicks. He's new and he's young, and he's getting introduced to the program. He's going through our preseason training with us. And the next player, freshman, is Tyrese. Again, a new player, freshman. A lot of growing. He's a kid that's got some good size on him as a freshman right now, and he's just got to mature and he's got to grow every day. And in a couple of years, he could be up there in that varsity squad.
Does he have some height?
He does. As a freshman right now, he's probably about 6 foot, maybe 6'1", and he's long. And we played a few open gym dates in here, and he's shown that he can compete with the varsity squad. So that's good. And the last freshman is Zorian Pullen. He's been working hard too. He's a guard player. He's possible, a kid 2 or 3 years from now to take that starting point guard role and just grow with it and mature with it. So that's our freshman class that we have coming in.
Now, most of those kids play at the middle school level for you last year?
Yeah, two of them did. The other ones are new to basketball. So, that's part of it. And my philosophy on freshmen, I like to keep them all because you never know what a kid will develop into.
Right.
The kid could grow 6 inches in a year, or their basketball skills could develop. So I always like to give every freshman the opportunity to prove that if they want to be here, they have the opportunity to be here.
Sure. And just development-wise, by having your freshmen, that actually helps make them better because as they're practicing and working with the varsity kids.
And that's the thing with this varsity group we have now. They might not think they're getting any better just because the level of experience and competition is so much greater, but they're getting better every day going up against these varsity guys in the practices and the open gyms and the drills, just the leadership that those varsity guys have. It trickles down to the freshmen and the sophomore and those young guys.
Well, competition's always pretty much made you what you are.
Right.
The level of people that you compete against. Okay,
That's
go
right.
ahead.
We bring our sophomores in now. One of the players, Brandon Falston, he was here with us last year. Brandon's worked really hard this offseason, this preseason training. He's getting taller. He's getting more fit. He's going to be fighting for some minutes, maybe on that 10-man rotation on that varsity squad as well, going back and forth with the JV. So Brandon, he was here last year with us, and he's coming back. The next player is Kane McWilliams. He's a returning player. Kane, as a freshman last year, he got a lot of minutes. He got a lot of experience. I think he learned a lot just being out there on that court and playing. He was a football player last year, and they made a deep run into the playoffs, so he didn't come to us until that Thanksgiving tournament.
Right.
So he missed all preseason training, all preseason practice, those 2 weeks that we get, and really he learned a lot just by getting out there and playing.
Well, I know watching the games, you remember him last year, he came a long ways from early.
Yeah.
And then as the season progressed, and he's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
He's
a great athlete.
He
got
can
things.
run.
Yeah, he is truly blessed with his athletic abilities and everything he has. And you add that on with just the knowledge of the game. I mean, I expect this year for him to really, be that, maybe even that fifth starter coming in and getting a lot of minutes as a sophomore this year.
Good. Sounds good.
Next player coming in is Michael Buchanan. Michael was here with us last year. Last year was a learning experience for him more than anything. He was on the varsity squad. We only had, we had 11 last year on the varsity squad, and he got in some games where opportunities were there for him to get in. But this summer, if I had to pick a most improved, I think he might have been it from the camps that we went to. He looked really good competing against those varsity guys, those juniors and seniors. And as long as he can take care of everything else, he'll be fighting for some minutes too in that rotation, that lineup.
Now, he's a football kid.
Yeah, he'll be coming to us from football when it's over too. So he'll have to catch up on some things when they get back.
Well, they come into some type of shape. I'm sure there's a difference in football shape and basketball shape. But.
Yeah. And the more you play in the games, the more you play in practice, you'll develop that basketball shapeness.
Right. Okay.
Another player, he's new this year, Ethan Perry. He'll be with us, joining us, and he's learning a lot this year. This is his first year with the program, so a lot of experience he'll learn too, and see how the program is run and how the players are run and things like that. So that's Ethan.
Did he transfer in, or?
Yeah, he went to Moore County last year. He didn't play or anything.
Okay.
But I gave him the opportunity to try out. This is his first year. He's worked really hard in preseason training. Unfortunately, he had a car wreck over fall break, and it was pretty bad. He was life flighted to Vanderbilt, but he's here at school. He's back with us. He's got a broken leg, so he'll be out for recovering. So he'll still be with us. We'll still treat him as a teammate.
He's a sophomore. He's a young kid.
That's true.
Okay.
And the last sophomore, Isaiah Marsh. Isaiah was with us last year. He went through all of the training and things like that. Learned a lot. Hopefully this year he can learn from, grow from what he learned on and take it into this season as a sophomore.
Right.
That's our sophomores right there.
Okay.
And bringing in the junior class, we have two juniors. Andrew Kelly is new this year to the program. He's been a student here, but he's new to the basketball program, and he's really came a long ways with team sport. He's an athlete. He can play. He's very good athletically, but now incorporating him into the team ball and everything like that, he's looked really good in our preseason, and looking for him to make an impact this year with the varsity.
Okay,
so.
Good deal.
And the last junior, Nick Hopkins, he's a familiar face. He's been around the program a long time. Played as an 8th grader, so every year he keeps getting better and developing. He's a hard worker.
As a junior, he's already getting some attention from schools at the upper level.
Yeah, he's gaining a lot of interest from some Division I colleges, and this summer Tennessee Tech offered him a basketball scholarship over the summer. So he holds an offer from Tennessee Tech, and he's receiving a lot of interest from other Division I schools as well. So
good. I think Belmont came in to even take a look at him.
Yeah. There's been a few colleges come in. Belmont's came in and watched some practices. Let's see, East Tennessee State is coming in. Of course, Tennessee Tech and Murray State. So there's a few schools that have been coming in to watch him, and that's what I told the guys too. The opportunity that we get to practice in front of college coaches. Not many teams, high school ball programs, get to do that. And I told them they're here to watch maybe one person, but coaches know coaches. It's a network of people. You work hard, you play hard. Who knows what people will say? They might say they like this guy. So
it's funny. It ties back to an old story. Coach Lewis Thompson. Of course, he played football for Coach Paul Bryant at the University of Alabama. Well, when they saw Coach T play football, they were actually there looking at another kid. And he happened to be there and had a great night, and he tells the tale quite a bit on how he ended up having that opportunity to play. So, I mean, you never know. It does happen. Is Nick the kind of kid he wants to go on and play at the next level? I know people think I'm nuts for asking that sometimes, but it is a different level of commitment, everything. Is that something you feel like he?
Yeah, I mean he's shown
wants
great
to
interest
do?
in it. He's on a good summer program, playing out of a team out of Georgia Stars, and they're nationally recognized. They travel around the United States, and so he's getting that travel life, that the airplane life, that bus life,
Sure.
and it is a transition to make from a high school sport to a collegiate sport.
Absolutely. I tell kids in baseball and softball and stuff, when you go to a college, you learn what travel ball is.
That's right. That's right.
So okay, go ahead.
And closing off with our seniors this year, Darion King, he's another familiar face to the program. He's been with us since the beginning. He developed into a starting position last year and really excelled at what he does. He's a good jump shooter. He makes good decisions, and that's why he's out there, because he's not going to hurt you. He makes the right decisions. He makes the right plays. He's gone through the preseason training this year. He's worked hard, and he's developing his body as well. His muscles, his athleticism is coming a long way as well.
Okay.
So looking forward to having him back and having him out there on the court. That experience, you can't coach the experience. They've been out there for 4 years now.
And a lot of these guys have played together for quite some time.
All right, since 7th grade. I've been with them since 7th grade, and that's the thing. We've been developing this program since then, and now it's this senior year, and the fruits of our labor. Hopefully they'll pay off, and all the hard work we've put in.
Right.
So, next player coming is James Keith, another familiar face. James has been working hard ever since he's been here. Came to us in the 7th grade from Stonebridge Academy, and he's just excelled in the basketball here. He was, last year surpassed 1,000 points. This year he's looking to hit another milestone of 500 rebounds. So looking forward to that. Always milestones are always good individually and team. So he's looking to hit that 500 rebound mark.
He's one of your strengths inside.
Yeah, James is an all-around player. He's a guard. He's a post.
He can handle the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he can do anything you ask him to. He's that player that you can trust at every position. If you want to put him at the post, he'll go down there and he'll work hard at the post. If you want to put him at the guard position, you trust him to dribble the ball, to make good decisions. And he's worked his butt off too. He's developed his jump shot. It's come a long way. Because once you play these teams 4 years in a row or 3 years, they know how to scout you, you know? And
they know what you're going to do.
That's what we told the players. You can't be a one-position player. You just can't be a person that drives to the rim or something like that. And he's really developed his jump shot this year. I look forward to watching that in the games, along with all his other athleticism that he brings to the table.
Okay.
So, next player is Michael Parks. Again, familiar name.
Yeah.
I think he's been leading the team in three-point percentages the past few years. Mm-hmm. He averaged about 3 threes a game. Very exciting player to watch, very crafty with the ball. He's a good teammate, a good team player. He brings it every single night. You don't have to worry about is he going to bring it or not. Just having him on the team, it brings that relief that I need, the players need, and I enjoy it. I enjoy having him around. And he, like I said, he's really worked hard. He's kind of determined himself to give it everything he has. And I'll bring up a quote he said in the locker room day. It was just me and him talking. He said, "Coach, I just want to win." And that right there, that's the ultimate sacrifice. He just wants to win, no matter how it takes. Whether he's got to go score, whether he's got to go shut down the best players, other team's best player on defense, he wants to win, and that is awesome.
Who is one of you defensively? Of course, everybody sees stats and sees numbers. They see points going on the scoreboard. But obviously the defensive side of the ball is just as important. Who's your strongest defensive force you'll have out there?
I'm a defensive coach, and I love defense. I preach defense because I think it generates offense, especially with the fast break that we want to run. We need to get that ball out quick, whether it's a rebound, whether it's a fast break. But looking at him last year, Michael was awarded the defensive MVP of this team. Yeah. And he looks forward to guarding that team's best player. But overall, all the guys buy in. All the guys, because they understand the importance of defense. If you can't stop the other team, it don't matter how many points you score.
Right.
So they love, they've really bought into defense, the rotations that we've worked on. I wouldn't really single anybody out So because they're all take pride in the defensive effort. But Michael last year was awarded that because he loves it. He loves the defensive side as well as his offensive game too is very strong. So
Sure. Okay.
And filling out the roster is Kendrell Hall. Kendrell's been with us for 4 years now, and Kendrell, he's been coming off the bench. He's been working hard. I love Kendrell. I love having him on the team. He's a good teammate. He brings a lot to this team. He's a football guy too, so he'll come with us when the football season is over and join the program. And Kendrell's kind of a spark plug. He'll bring that energy that you need, maybe a 6-man atmosphere this year that come off the bench to initiate. Maybe we need a recharge or something. Maybe we need a crowd get into it. He's another player that will do whatever you ask him. If you need to go take a charge, he's going to take a charge. If you need him to, guard the other team's best player, he's going to give you everything he has. So.
Well, then having as many kids come back as you've had in the past, and in the past you've definitely been a run-based program. I mean, you're pretty much a run and gun bunch. You see that continuing on this year?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's our style. We, our tallest person's 6'2".
Right. So,
I mean, that's how we're got to play to win. We're going to do a lot of pressing, a lot of trapping, and we want to turn the ball over. Because half-court basketball game, and we're going to play half-court games too, because we're going to get into some game situations where other teams are going to try to slow us down. But
if I was coaching against you, what little I know about the game, that's what I would do.
Right. And that's where you got to be able to play half-court defense. You've got to be able to play half-court offense as well. But the more we score, the more we get to press.
Sure.
So that's what it is. And I feel like we really have an 8-9-man rotation that we can keep legs fresh and bodies fresh, and we can press as much as we need to. We can get in people as much as we need to, and hopefully force turnovers and run. And run and gun.
Well, and you're in a situation where you've got that luxury, second quarter and somebody's already got 2 or 3 fouls on them.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a little bit of a pool you can go to. You don't lose a lot of ground.
Right.
You've got players that you can stick in there and know they're going to keep things going.
Right. I mean, just building this program up, you build that experience up, even with the underclassmen. I mean, we got sophomores and juniors. They're going to be able to help fill the role and get minutes. And that's what I tell them. I was like, your job's to play as hard as you can. Where I have to take you out. You got to play as hard as you can when you're in the game. You don't know how much time you're going to get. Just go as hard as you can go.
Right. Well, you got 4 seniors this year, but next year you'll only be in a situation of having two upperclassmen.
Yeah. I'm going to lose a lot after this year, but I'm not worried about next year so far. I'm only worried about this year right
2014, 2015 on the brain.
That's it. I don't look too far in the future. I just concentrate on the right now.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, folks, you'll see some exciting basketball here on Tiger Hill. I'd like to invite you to come out and support them as much as you possibly can. The boys kick off their season here against Richland on November the 13th, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.